Welcome to the Pinfall, your ultimate wrestling podcast that dives deep into every facet of the sport. Join us as we feature high-profile guests, including renowned wrestlers from the Northwest Indiana area, youth wrestling champions, and coaches from every level of the sport, from youth to the collegiate and international wrestling. The Pinfall is dedicated to covering all aspects of wrestling, from the sidelines to the mat. We'll discuss techniques, coaching strategies, refereeing insights, and recruitment process, while also exploring how wrestlers can elevate their game at every stage of their journey. Whether you're a seasoned competitor or just starting out, the Pinfall is your go-to source for inspiration, knowledge, and passion for the sport of wrestling. Welcome to the Pinfall. Welcome to the Pinfall, your local source for wrestling in the region. I'm Danny Bell, and let's get into it. Today we have a Portage graduate and a two-year coach at Portage High School, and then he took his talents down to Cedar Lake in 2023 and has been helping the program improve ever since. Coach Andrew Bradbury, the HC of HC, I guess we can call him HC squared. Andrew, how are we today?
Oh, great. Doing great. Loving life.
Good, good. I know you're just getting out of a lot of practices, and I know you guys just got off of a great win over at the Hobart Super Duels. How was it to go into Hobart and bring a solid team and compete the way you guys did?
We That was like our last opportunity to show all the like two-way voting for Team State what we're made of, and I think we did a good job. We wrestled at a high level, and we came out with some big wins, and those big wins helped us get into Team State, I believe. So we had a great tournament. The kids wrestled tough, and that's all I ask for is give us effort, and anything's possible.
Well, yeah, now you guys are in the 2A team state, and there's a pretty good lineup in there. There's some tough teams, and you guys fare pretty well. You have about six kids that are consistently having their names repeated. Maybe give us a little bit on some of your wrestlers that have been competing at a high level.
Uh, Jaden Bartosik, of course, has been competing at a high level ever since I got to Hanover. So when I started there, he was there. He was a freshman. He wasn't necessarily a starter yet, but he bought into what we're trying to do, and now he's one of the better kids in the state. And I think he's also the team leader. So he's the one that led this team to Team State. So he did a very good job of being the team leader and taking those responsibilities. And I think the kids they respect him a ton, and they want to do some of the like similar things that he's been doing. So and you got Isaiah Beckema, you got Evan Kreiderman. Those two sophomores are they're coming along at a high level. I mean, they got some big wins under their belts, and just right now it's just about being ready for the tournament, and I think we're going to be ready.
You guys definitely have a team to do it. You got DeLuna in there as well. You guys got a couple really good studs in there, but it's nothing new, to be honest with you, for Hanover Central. You guys are the land of three Olympic champions. You've got a reputation in Hanover Central of having a high level wrestler every single year. I remember to the days of Nick Petroff. He brought his three sons in, and they were dominant as well. The Howes, there's a lot of family oriented wrestling in Hanover, and it's a rich wrestling city for as small as they are. I know you hear me talk about them a lot on the podcast and on commentary, but they're an impressive school, and it's got to be an awesome situation, knowing that you get to be the HC of HC and follow in the footsteps of some really good coaches, and you've got an opportunity, and it's showing that you can keep these kids at a high level regardless. So how's that feel, being at a school that has that kind of a situation, or being a captain of a ship like that?
Well, when I first got here, we're not wrestling too at the time, but once I figured out like who's who and what type of potential we have, I always call this area like the diamond in the dirt. It's all you gotta do is shine it off, and it's the the program as a whole has a lot of potential to do great things. And I think a lot of people in the area are starting to notice that. And then having the alumni around is really it really helps the kid, motivate the kids to perform at a high level as well. So I'm very blessed and thankful to be at Hanover, and I couldn't be happier with where I'm at right now.
But you fit in well with them. You have a great feeder program with the Rick Larson wrestling program. Now, that is in my opinion, in the region, it's a historic wrestling program because everyone that comes out of there is a better wrestler and not
Yes.
just a better wrestler, a better person afterwards. The coaches there really care, and it's usually consistently the same coaches every year, and it's been that way for a long time. The Larson family is another one of those large families in there. I had the opportunity of going to school with the same time, as some of the wrestlers, and the Larson Wrestling Club. That's got to be great to have a pretty cool feeder program like that.
Coach Sabko and Coach Pond, they do a great job of developing the kids, getting them ready for middle school. And then once they're done with middle school, they go back into Rick Larson. And then once we get them to high school, for the most part, they understand what the expectation is. They know their technique, and it's it's a a benefit to have something like that. There's a lot of programs that don't have feeder programs or like feeder academies or clubs. I'm thankful to have that, and for me, I don't have to actually go into you know the room. They take care of the business. If I go in there, it's I'm taking my kids in there to wrestle, and I'm letting them coach the technique. So I trust them, and I think they're doing a great job. And with the whole like Rick Larson, it's I'm new to Rick Larson. When I first got here, I didn't really know anything about it, and then talking to Coach Howard, he was telling me that it's one of those programs that's been around since the late '80s, early '90s, and it's pretty cool to see a program last that long. I mean, when you were in high school, it's been around. So I mean, it's an old program, and they developed a lot of studs through that program. Well, two Olympians. So I mean, there ain't too many high school or like feeder programs that have that to say. So it's a special.
Right.
I think it's very special.
Yeah, you guys have, you know, I got to watch Meach wrestle, and it was always every single time I got to watch Meach wrestle, it was always awesome. And I watch Meach's podcast. He's got a pretty cool podcast on YouTube, and he does all different kinds of things, and he has really good information. And if you guys can check that out, he does a really good job there. You'll get a chance also to see Paul Petrov on there and some of the other Hanover Central style wrestlers, and you get to see Meach's dad. You get Matua was another great wrestler that wrestled around in that time, and
Yes.
he's such a strong kid, and his mentality pushed him to the level to where he could wrestle for Nigeria.
Yes.
And you have Andrew Howe, who was probably talked about as one of the most toughest wrestlers anyone ever has to wrestle. And
Yes.
these are types of guys that could at any moment just walk in the room. And that's got to be pretty cool to have Olympian after Olympian after Olympian that you can rely on if you just a phone call away. How's that?
We're very fortunate to have that. Well, like with Andrew, I mean, he still walks in the room and people still say the same things they've been saying, you know, 15 years ago. He's the man, and he runs his academy or his school through Hanover, and we get to see Andrew a lot, and he's doing a great job of bringing in some studs into the room, and it's just not my kids don't just get to see Andrew; they also get to see some of the better wrestlers in the state and the nation come in and train. So it's very beneficial for us, and for the kids, it's nothing better than seeing an alumni that a lot of people in the area look up to. So we get to see Andrew a lot. Then Stefan's in and out, but when he does come in, he was in a lot during his training for Worlds, and I think it's pretty cool to see the dynamics between him and his dad because when they come into the room, they come in, they have a plan, and they take care of business. And the dynamics of how they communicate with each other, they it's fun to watch because you got father, son, and then you got coach, athlete, and it's pretty cool to see how they separate the two. But
Yeah, they have a. I watch them a lot. They have a very structured
yes,
practice, and they go in with a specific idea of here's what we're going to fix. This is what we messed up. This is what we're going to fix.
yes,
I've noticed that also because they're at such a high level, they don't have to go in and work in on half Nelsons and cradles. What they're
no,
doing is just tweaking is all they're doing, and it's like you were saying, it has to be pretty cool to watch the level of where they are, and then seeing how they're just tweaking the certain things that they can do to make them a little bit better. And
yeah,
speaking of tweaking a lot of things to make them better, you've assembled a pretty good coaching staff, and your assistant
yeah.
coaches are really helping you do a number on some of these teams around here. Maybe you could give us a few minutes on them.
Well, the first year I got here, the assistant coaches I had were Sean Hoover and Mike Owen. Those, not much wrestling background, but they did a great job of keeping us organized and keeping us moving forward. Um, Sean is still around. He's still doing the same things for us. But year two is when we started making a huge move with like a coach coming in, and we were able to bring in Coach Bob Howard. Used to be the head coach over at Lowell. Coached the Hughes. He coached Colton Cummings. He's been around a lot of great wrestlers, and he's what I like about it. Bob's like one of my best friends, so it's like when we go in the room, we're there's no real like ego about what we're trying to do. We both understand what we want, and we bounce ideas off each other. And then if he sees something, he'll call it out and say, "Hey, let's focus on attacking those wrists." Or if I see something, "Hey, let's focus on this finish where we're trying to chase after that leg." We're working together just to improve those kids, and that's has been a huge part of the program getting him on board. Once he got on board, things started to, we started to make those improvements quickly. And then this year, we brought in another assistant coach, Chad Allen, who was from Knox. Was a placer at Portage, and then ended up moving to North Carolina. Won a state title at North Carolina, and then came back to the area and was wrestling at Manchester University, and then ended up transferring over to was it St. Joseph's Calumet, where when Leroy was taking over the program. So he was one of Leroy's recruits they brought in. So it's very cool, being able to have him in the room. He has a little different of a approach, but it fits. And if that's all we want is if you're in the room and you're trying to get the kids better, that's the most important thing. And I think
It's
right
huge,
now,
if you have a bunch of coaches in the room that can give a different perspective to the exact same move,
yes,
they're valuable.
yes,
And you want your kids to understand, hey, you know what? I know you like this move, but you stink at doing it this way. If you do
yes,
it this way, you're much more effective, and your percentages are going to go up now.
yes.
And
It's like
see,
to
having
each his
coaches,
own.
yes,
To each,
yes, and you've assembled a good coaches to go along with your style and to complement your style. And you've got that region wrestling where you're consistently moving forward, consistently attacking, and that's Hanover. So it was a
yes,
no-brainer for you to fit perfectly in here in this puzzle. You have a
yes,
lot of wrestlers on the team though that I've watched that are some of them are on the cusp of really starting to step into that light, and they're kind of in the younger stages though they're kind of young. Who do you have? Do you think that maybe here in the future in the middle school that or is there any future Wildcats that you're hearing anything about?
Joe Pond Jr. Joe Pond Jr. is going to be ready to go next year. So he's going to fit right in. We got Carter Gary. He's going to fit right in. So we have two kids coming in next year that are going to be varsity ready. Then we have some other kids that they might start off JV at first, but by sophomore year, junior year, they might be breaking into the lineup. So I think we're very young as well. So we have like we have two seniors, two juniors, and the rest are underclassmen. So I'm gonna say in about next year and 2 years, we're gonna be a pretty tough team. And
You're going to be a powerhouse in a couple of years, especially now that you're already breaking into the 2A state with such
yes,
a young team. And with only a few seniors and upperclassmen, like you were saying, who helps you keep the team focused?
Bartozik, he does a great job. He's the leader of the team. He's done everything I asked, and he doesn't have to go around and be the rah rah guy. He can go up to them individually and say, "Hey man, we need to pick it up." And when he tells one of the kids on the team that, "Hey, you need to pick it up," the kid's going to respond. Sometimes they'll respond better to him than us because when you hear it from a peer, it's coming off differently. When you hear it from a coach, it can probably be like, "Oh, dad's yelling at me again." So it's like, when you hear big brother say is, "All right, I got to get back on doing the right things and, staying focused and working towards our goal." So Jaden Bartos, I would say, is the one that keeps the kids. He keeps them going.
That's good. I've watched him wrestle now for a couple of years, and I got to call a lot of his matches. And he's one of those kids that you can look at him and tell, okay, he's going to be a problem. He's
Yeah,
got that kind of Ivan Drago look to him, and you already know it's going to be a
he's
match.
flexing when
And
he's going out. That's what he's doing. He's flexing. He likes to
yeah,
lift.
he's a monster, man. He likes to go in there, and
He
I think
works.
we're going to see
Yes.
him down on Friday and Saturday.
That's the goal. The goal. Let's get to the podium, and then once we get, to day two, then we could talk about how high on the podium do we want to go, and of course we want to get to the finals and give ourselves an opportunity to win it. But we're gonna take one match at a time, and we'll see what happens. It's about just staying positive and
Right
basically
on.
working towards that goal. So I think he's doing a great
All
job.
right. Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on here with us. It's an honor to have another one of the Hanover Central. I like catching you guys in the beginning of your careers here because there's a good chance here in 10, 20 years when you're Hall of Fame coaches, I will be one of your guys. You will be one of my very first interviews, and it's going to be cool to get you guys. I've been trying to get a lot of you first timers in there, um, and you're not new to this job, which is really nice to have guys like you consistently giving back to the wrestling family that we have here in the region. Because as you know, it's a very rich wrestling family, and we appreciate you coming on here tonight.
Yeah, yeah, and I appreciate you having me. And wrestling's life, that's my job. My job is to coach. I'm a teacher too, but I'm more coaching. I feel like at times. So wrestling's life for me, and my wife knows it. My kids know it. A lot of the jobs I got, that I got hired for, is because of wrestling. The position I'm in is because of wrestling. So a lot of those people that don't realize, where's wrestling take you? Wrestling take you a long way. I mean, it got me my job. It got me my scholarship. It got me my opportunities to coach out in Vegas, Florida, Missouri. So being back in the region, being back home, I'm very thankful to just be here, and I'm gonna make the most of it.
I know you will. The wrestling has a lot of links in it, and I was a river rat, you were a Portage Indian, and both of us ended up marrying Brickies,
Brickies,
and they
yeah.
went to school
Yeah,
together.
even though I lost to a Bricky in the state finals, I still got a Bricky. So
Yeah,
I'm all good with it.
that's your way back.
I'm all
You're
good with
getting
it.
back at them by taking care of me.
The funny thing is, my wife's good
Oh, we
friends about
appreciate it.
it.
Yeah, they are.
Very good friends.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, Andrew. And that's the end of our episode today here on the Pinfall. And like in life on the mat, it's all about how you bounce back. I'm Danny Bell. Thanks for joining us.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack & Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strack & Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strackandvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com.
First home, dream home, forever home. Tech Credit Union has the right home loan for you. Their loan officers could help you purchase a home, refinance your current mortgage, or unlock your home's equity to get cash out for any purpose. Let Tech Credit Union show you why they are the better option for a home loan. Learn more at www.techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal housing lender and federally insured by the NCUA.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.